My name is Rich Nero, and I am your state representative. I took over in June and have been serving in that capacity ever since, and have had the pleasure to do so. A little bit on a personal note, my wife is here with me, Melanie. We have 2 children. We live here in Hudson, and I'm born and raised in Northeast Ohio. My parents are here with me as well, and proud to have been a product of our public education, and went to Kent State University, where I graduated from. As a political newcomer, I focused on 4 major areas, one of those being healthcare, improving education, focusing on economic development and stimulating economic development, but last but not least, keeping disruptive politics out of leadership. As a political newcomer, I am one of those, like many, who is fed up with the willingness to lie at any cost, to do whatever it takes to win. And Mike talked about some of the differences between him and I, and I'd like to share something with you. Past Friday, the Akron Beacon-Journal put out an editorial by the entire editorial board talking about Mike Moran and friends, the cheap shot that he's hurled at Rich Nero. This is an article, an editorial written by the hands of Michael Douglas and others that talks about Mike Moran should be embarrassed by his actions, and to quote them, "Is this how Mike Moran plans to conduct business at the State House, bowing to those who proclaim whatever it takes?" Whatever it takes. So let's talk about that, because I'm going to help decipher the truth versus the lies. The truth is that I'm a healthcare industry consultant. I've served in this capacity for many years. I've focused on the expense side of helping hospitals reduce their costs, be able to put their money back into their patients and into their communities. While I've been working at the State House for the last couple of months, I'm very close to rolling out, actually I've already started asking for co-sponsors on a bill that's going to create a statewide medical record system in our state. This is going to allow us to reduce deadly errors. It's going to allow us to be able to reduce redundancies, whereby saving our state $1.3 billion on average on the $13 billion that we spend now. This is one area that I'm focusing on. However, at the same time, my opponent is putting out lies like the one that came out today, which says that I'm not going to stand up against health insurance companies. Well, if you go to ohiobusinessvotes.org, you'll see, or .com rather, you'll see that I answered the question, which was, would I put this on the burden on the businesses to have to pick up this cost versus the health insurance companies. With a sister who has juvenile diabetes, I've stood up against health insurance companies all along and saying that we're going to focus on putting the pressure on them to be able to provide this health insurance coverage. There are other areas, including economic development, where I'm endorsed by the Ohio Chamber of Commerce, the National Federation of Independent Businesses, the Ohio Society of CPAs, and we're in agreement about focusing on the overhauling of the taxes that we've done recently to keep that in place, and also helping to be able to keep our unions in control, where we have the right to work state, and to watch prevailing wages, which makes it impossible for our independent businesses, over 85% of them, to be able to compete in our state. At the same time, my opponent has taken credit for balancing the budget in our...
Stop. Thank you.